just so that everybody knows, the reason why we have been railing, and I don't need your commentary here, Chris, if you don't want to get involved, but the reason I have been railing against this ridiculous clown show convention going on in the 97th district is when you look at these firehouse primaries and how smooth they go. And they just end, a primary ends, you might have negative advertising, but you go and you vote, you leave. And it's not this like hand-to-hand combat nonsense that's going on in the 97th district in Hanover, which is a complete joke clown show and a stain on the soul of the Republican Party. Chris, let me ask you this. When you were declared the winner, did your two opponents call you up on the phone?
Well, I spoke with one and then communicated with another, and so we've all got that settled. It's all behind us. And you're right that it gets pretty heated the last couple of weeks, but that gives the voters an opportunity to see who you really are and what you have to say and how you present yourself, and they can make an honest judgment. And I need to plead a little bit of ignorance here, John, to be honest with you. I've been so focused
you don't have to comment on it.
District.
Don't worry about it. Look, I didn't get you on to comment about some other district, so just as I said when I started, no commentary needed.
Gotcha.
But just for our audience, the reason I rail against these stupid conventions is because of the debacle that is going on right now in the 97th, and it is staining the soul of the Republican Party of Virginia, and it's why we can't win. And I don't care who wins. Scott Wyatt, go have at it. Do a primary, do a firehouse primary, do a regular primary, go win. Get the votes, win. If you can't win, you lose. And then you call the opponent up and say, great race, I'm 100% behind you. That's the way these things work. These conventions, the way they're run, the same cabal behind them, a complete and utter catastrophe for Republicans. And until Republicans just squash these and get them out, this nonsense is going to continue to go on over and over and over. This is why we've lost 15 statewide races in a row. You can't get together when these are done. They're so personal. It's hand-to-hand combat. It's meetings. Now they had a convention in the 97th. It isn't a convention. The whole thing is ridiculous. John Fredericks Radio Network. Chris, thanks for being with us. Good luck in winning your primary. 97th will have a similar one on June 1st. Thanks for being with us, man.
John, thank you, buddy. Take care.
All right, John Fredericks Radio Network. Ridiculous. These stupid conventions, especially what's going on in the 97th. And then we have people in a blog called The Bull Elephant, which I'm a contributor to, writing in and telling Jack Wilson to resign. Give me a break. Wilson followed the rules. He's the chairman of the Republican Party, and he simply followed the rules, and they impugned his integrity. Now, he sent a letter out blasting the whole thing. And here's why I loved Wilson's letter. He stood for something. He took command of it. He explained it. He made a decision. And he opened himself up to a challenge next year. And he doesn't care. That's the kind of leadership we need. Should Jack Wilson resign? Quite the contrary. He should run for re-election, and I'll support him 100%. And the reason is because finally we get a chairman that takes a position and stands for something. You can't let this same small group cabal of convention only, keep it small, control it all people to continue to be a cancer in the Republican Party. I don't care who the candidates are, Middle Resolution and all these people. I don't care. Win a primary. Tina Freitas is running against Emmett Hanger in a primary. She's their candidate. I've endorsed her. Win the primary. Get voters to come out and vote for you. They're registered to vote. They come out. They put an X by your name. You get more X's than the other person. You win. Why is this so hard? Why do we need these stupid conventions that just lend themselves to the nonsense that has gone on? And that's what we're talking about today instead of some of these great victories. by Trump conservatives like Chris Runyon. John Fredericks Radio Network, I've had enough with these conventions. I've had enough of the shenanigans. I've had enough with the stain on the soul of the Republican Party in Virginia. They need to be cut out like a cancer, thrown in an incendiary and burned. This is a dumpster fire extraordinaire. Put the fire out, have a primary. If Scott Wyatt has got the votes, he'll beat Chris Peace. If he doesn't, Chris Peace will win. Deal with it. Get voters to vote. Open the party up. Don't close it. Oh, my goodness. What a disgrace.